Well, Happy New Year, everybody. It is 2022, and I did want to make a Footnotes video for December 21. I was away for a week, so I wasn't able to get a lot of progress done since the last update, kind of the shorts, Sunday shorts there. So pretty much up to speed on what's been going on in terms of Brick System Brothers progress here. I did want to show the cafe corner with some of the recent modular projects. So these are coming along nicely, doing these once a month here, and also cafe corner is built. I still haven't got around to making a video specifically about that topic yet, but it is done and it is part of the modular lineup now. So really happy with the progress from this year. I did want to do a little bit of a recap and just look at what we've done content-wise, some of the MOCs that have been done, rebrickable, and just overall progress across the different platforms, and of course our statistics from the past month here on YouTube. So first thing I'll look at here is just bringing everybody up to speed with the rebrickable side, and like I mentioned, I have been putting a few things on here that I don't cover on YouTube as much. So the two that went up this month are the Carter Trellis base model and a modified version from a set. So we'll look at Carter Trellis here. I've had the studio model done for quite a while, and then I was using this to get the parts list and work on my actual build. So the actual build is kind of stalled at the moment because I don't have as many of these light gray roof slopes as I thought I did, particularly the concave corner. So this inside corner piece, I've been considering changing the roof color to dark gray, and then that would change the chimney to light gray. So kind of an involved switch if I do that. Otherwise, I might just wait and see if I can find some of these light bluish gray 2x2 concave slope pieces and just take my time with that. But I figured it had been long enough since I started. I did want to go ahead and put the model on rebrickable. So that is just a studio model at the moment. There are no PDF instructions, but like I mentioned earlier this month, their 3D viewer in here is actually really handy, and as long as the model is broken down into progressive steps, this does a really good job at showing the progression and kind of how you need to build that. So almost to the point where this is a suitable replacement for PDF instructions. I also put on the 10184 Cinema. So the original Cinema building from the set is pretty close to kind of a standard modular size. And what I've done here is extended the sides by a couple of studs, and then also extended the depth so that it could include the second Technic brick, and everything will connect and be compatible. So this is something I'd actually had built, not this exact model as it is presented here on Rebrickable, but something very similar that was compatible with modulars in my city when that was assembled. So I went ahead and put something together in Studio, just kind of starting from the official parts palette and then extending that with a few other parts as necessary. This is actually classified as a modification, and what that means is it kind of has a base set that it's based on, and then there's a few other pieces introduced. So the original set only has one of the train bases for the roof, and since this has extended depth, it needed two. So that kind of thing, just adding in pieces where it needs them, but otherwise trying to stay pretty faithful to the original theater model, which of course looks a lot better with all the stickers applied. So without the stickers here, it does look kind of basic, but something that I had been wanting to get listed up on my Rebrickable account for quite a while, and then I was able to do that on Christmas Eve, got that finished up. So that is up here now. Something that I might be doing a video on down the road, but at the moment it's not quite ready to present. So it is good enough for Rebrickable to have the studio model in, and that's just the other one that I had up this month. Okay, let's take a look at the YouTube side here. Our December analytics, almost 18,000 views, steady, pretty much steady throughout the month, and then a really solid last week of December, last week of the month, with our maximum almost 800 views on the 30th. That's also reflected in the watch time, creeping up on 800 hours this month, and that peak again on the 30th with 42 hours of watch time. Subscribers gained was 81, and that was a little more sporadic, but generally trending upwards. Again, really strong on this last week. Our maximum with 8 subscribers on the 28th, and then revenue almost $35 worth, and that same last week of the month was doing well. So total current subscribers 1,766. If you have your subscriptions public, we can see that here, and we'll put that roll up just as a little shout out to those who have those public subscribers. And last 48 hours with 1,200 total views. So this kind of gives us our daily view number. Dividing this by 2 would be 600. A lot of those again coming from our tutorial. And this tutorial milestone was reached. We crossed 100,000 views on this video here in December. I made a little community post about that. And latest video, just before our footnotes here, was the expansion of the townhouse. That's doing pretty well on its first couple days. So thanks for a good response on that. And that's kind of the analytics side from December here. Really glad to see that we're closing out the year with strong numbers. And just to take a look at our lifetime statistics here as we close out 2021, we have total of almost 400,000 views now. I guess let's just look at the 2021 statistics here. We can kind of see where we had these spikies early on, and then in July. A lot of these in the first couple of months of the year were shorts, and then that July spike is from the Bricket app video that I put out. So other than a few spikes, it's been really steady views, not really dipping too far below 400 at any one point, which is really good. I think having steady views across the board is a really good indicator of the health of the channel, and people are consistently finding videos that they want to watch, and stuff that we have out there is getting watched. So that's good. And then watch hours this year, over 8,000. Again, really steady, and never really seeing anything dip too far below 10 watch hours a day. Overall, throughout the course of the year, not doing a whole lot of trends up and down, but there were notable spikes. Again, that early July spike from the Bricket app, and then another one right here at the end of the year. I don't think this is all due to the expansion video, but that probably helped for sure give us that local max over here. Total subscribers this year, over 1,000. A lot of that was coming from our challenge early in the year, so we had this big push to have that 1,000 subscriber goal, where we actually ended up adding 300 subscribers in about a month. So that was really a successful challenge. I was glad to see that doing well. And then that did drop back off after the challenge was over, but we never really saw where people were just leaving the channel en masse. So over the rest of the year, it's been kind of a steady, slow, but positive growth, and a couple spikes here and there, but really just a couple a day, and that does add up. So over the course of the year, adding 1,000 there. And then total ad revenue, once we got all those checkpoints reached in early February, we started turning those ads on our videos, and there's been a couple of spikes here and there. October was actually kind of a slower month, but then it did pick back up in November and December, and we are closing out the year with about $250 in ad revenue. So it's really solid numbers. And then just look at the lifetime here. Ad revenue is the same because that did just start this year. Total subscribers, again at this 1,800-ish mark, you can clearly see our big challenge here in early 2021, and then before and after that's been our slow and steady. Our watch time hours, here is the January, so somewhere in here, if you drop this line, everything on the right has been from this year, everything on the left has been going back from the rest of the lifetime of the channel. So there's definitely kind of this ramp up here in March of last year.
I think this is when people started watching our digital designer tutorial quite a bit, and then that also got another ramp up during our challenge, and then that never really did drop too much further back down. Our watch hours consistently about 20 a day throughout the rest of the year. And then total views over the lifetime of the channel, and on January 5th, so in a couple days, the channel will turn 3 years old. So this is about 3 years worth of data and metrics here, but almost 400,000 views. Again, looking at consistent numbers daily, 500 or so, up or down a little bit, and a couple spikes, but really we're generally seeing sustained interest in the content that we've put out, and that's something that I'm definitely happy about and content with the level of growth of the channel this year.
So there's a bit of a month in review, year in review for 2021, and a couple of things that I do have going into 2022 that will carry over. So stuff that has kind of been getting bunched up at the end of the year. The Blue Train Bridge is pretty much done. I just need to get the desk cleared off downstairs, get a video shot and edited. Cafe Corner, we did see that at the beginning of the video, pretty much done again. I wanted to review the process of parting that out. A few substitutions, but overall it's very close to the original set. So definitely want to talk about that. And then monthly modular, so January here we'll be doing another expansion and kind of getting that one selected and then making progress there. And those are kind of the three that we'll be carrying over. Tomorrow I think I'll do the Sunday shorts, so kind of another update again. Some other ideas that I haven't started yet but want to get going will be looking at table scraps, so just little desktop builds that aren't really a fully fledged mock, but kind of original content and could be worked into something larger. I have several of those from over the years. Some of them probably won't make any further progress, but I think it'd be interesting to do a video looking at the little table scraps that will then end up in something bigger, or just kind of an interesting one-off little deal. So that might be coming up early in the year. And then other topics as they come up, like storage. I've been wanting to talk about storage for a while, and now that I've made progress on the workshop down there, I think that's a topic that would be good to cover in an upcoming video. So yeah, going into the month I have a lot of ideas for stuff to cover, videos to make, so there's no shortage there. Really the main thing is just balancing that out with other like work and other projects that are going on. So yeah, finding that good LEGO content balance. I think the past couple months have been about 16 videos. So every other day it averages out to, and that's been working pretty good. And then total videos so far, I think this is 540 something. A lot of those that were related to kind of transient events like our challenge, I actually unlisted those. So public videos on the channel is a few over 500. But yeah, just looking at content all the way back from the past 3 years, that has been piling up, and a lot of it does get recommended, and really seeing a lot of videos that break through the 1,000 view mark now, so that is encouraging to see. And it's hard to guess which ones will actually be more useful or more viewed, and that's kind of one of the reasons I like to put out across a variety and just a lot of different, all within LEGO topic, but within that there's a lot of different things that can be covered, a lot of different topics to do there. So yeah, mocks, keep doing those is the plan. Maybe not as many set reviews. That's something that Josh has typically done. If Josh does a video, it's usually been a set review, so we might see more of those from him. And then I also like to take a look at the digital side of LEGO, so a lot of LDD and Studio, and then a lot of the different websites that have been developed around LEGO, Brickset and Rebrickable. and then kind of the features within those. So those will probably be sticking around as well. So that should about wrap it up for our footnotes today. Our look at December here, 2021. Also looking at the year, and then kind of the 3 years almost. We might do something more in-depth for that on the 5th, which is the actual 3-year anniversary of the channel. But I did want to take a kind of a general look back there in our studio, YouTube studio side of things, and then get everyone up to speed for our first video of 2022. And as we continue, we'll be catching up with some of those other projects I mentioned, but of course lots of new stuff on the way as well. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time on Brick System Brothers.